when someone comes in, besides their name, I want to know what they know. So I find a place to start giving them information and helping to guide them in a direction that'll improve their playing.
What I've kind of discovered is there is a lack of clarity in the sound. It's a nice sound comes out of the horn, but it's just indistinct.
Most customers think the whole fix is the mouthpiece, but the mouthpiece really controls the upper register of their playing. The instrument covers the main function of whatever they're going to do. You have something like David and Goliath here,
Okay?
and everybody comes in and they think it's the mouthpiece. And why would they think that when it's only this big and this is so big? The trumpet plays the notes from the lowest notes to about high C, and it has more control of the mouthpiece. When you get above high C, the mouthpiece has more control than the trumpet.
Okay.
And it's all about the scale and the
Okay.
frequency
Okay.
of the notes. So the trumpet has to be pretty well put together, which you would think already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But what they neglect is the alignment of the valves. When I speak about the valve alignment, I'm talking about where the port of the piston is in relationship to the port in the casing. And what we find is if the valve inside is too high or too low, it changes how the instrument sounds, how quickly it can articulate or make it difficult to articulate. When the bore is completely lined up, then the instrument flows better. I call this the bugle test because bugles don't have valves. So if you play the overtone series, open horn, low C to G and back down, you remember how it sounds and how it blows. Then you do the same thing with the second valve.
Okay.
So you compare the second valve to the open horn,
Okay.
and then the first valve, and then the third valve. So those four bugles give you an idea of whether the valves are really in alignment or not.
So I'm listening to color.
It's the
Color
color,
changes? Okay.
it could be the blow,
Okay.
it could be the flexibility. The one note will be easy to play and get to the next one. You can't
Kinda
get
work it in.
on that step, you know?
Okay.
So the alignment is the foundation to your instrument.
Okay.
That's locked in.
Yep.
I would go to second valve. What did you notice?
What I noticed is this one, even to blow through the instrument with this down, is stuffy. It just, I could feel like
Yeah,
there's,
that's the way it sounds
yeah.
when I'm listening to it.
yeah. Third valve was not as good as the second valve, but it was much better than the first. The first one was hopeless.
So you put
That's-
them in order, just the way I'm remembering them.
Okay.
Yeah. What this tells us is that we should now measure where the piston actually is.
Okay.
It may be too low or it may be too high. Listening to it doesn't tell us anything other than we know it's not right.
So we have,
Well, here we
oh,
have,
this is interesting.
this is the upstroke.
Okay.
This is almost perfect. 8/1000ths is the difference between a Bach medium bore trumpet and a large bore trumpet. That's 8/1000ths, difference in the bore. So you have 8/1000ths. So the first valve is like a medium. But then we go to the downstroke, and it's 27 thousandths too low.
Wow.
30 thousandths too low. These are micro bores, they're not even medium. Even though we're looking at these numbers,
Mm-hmm.
all it tells us is that the valves are out of line. It can't explain what we listen to.
Okay.
By these numbers, we would think that the open horn was the best horn. But it didn't work out that way. The second valve had a clearer sound,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And the second valve was out by 30 thousandths. So this is an example of the energy that goes in the horn. That second valve being out more matched your energy than the open horn, which was better. So it's a
Oh, wow.
resistance factor that we're hearing and we're observing. So there's so little that you can imagine or describe about the sound of an instrument by any test human. If we were to put this on a salpentometer and measure the horn, we would be able to see the effects of this. But as a human, you can't do it. Because as soon as you feel the instant you feel the resistance, you give it the energy it needs.
So you overcome it. Okay.
But you're compensating all the time you play it.
They all felt exactly the same. That feels good, and I like the sound. It seems to put the sound out a little bit.
Dad's visit was terrific because he was a smart guy, he works hard, and his issues were not really hard to fix because we went through, measured his instruments and listened to him play a little bit, and then settled on doing a valve alignment, which cleaned up most of his issues. And I was able then to get to the mouthpieces, which he thought was the problem, and very slight adjustments to his mouthpiece, and he was done. And he was so impressed, he decided to have his other three instruments valve aligned before he thought about anything else with those instruments. Musicians that used to come in for mouthpiece adjustments once a week or once a month after getting their trumpets valves aligned, I saw very little for any kind of adjustment after that.